You guys probably noticed I haven't been around, just a full-on hiatus, and I kind of wanted to come in and tell my entire story about why I'm currently on a medical hiatus. Let's start from the beginning. By the way, the beginning of this story starts at my grandfather's funeral. That's not a joke, that's a real story. My grandfather passed away and I was at the funeral, and unfortunately the funeral and my appointment with my doctor was the same day. And if you are in America, you know how goddamn hard it is to get an appointment with some of these doctors. I had to wait like a month and a half to get an appointment with my gyno. And for those who don't know who a gyno is, I'm gonna let you go Google that because I'm not explaining that shit. You should know. I get back from the funeral, I'm like, okay, fuck it, I have to go to this gyno appointment. You know, I switch my clothes, it's something comfortable, I go to the gyno. I get in to see her, she's talking to me, she checks my puss. I kid you not, this woman goes from she looks at me, she goes, oh my god, we need to take a pregnancy test right now. And I'm like, take a pregnancy test? That is my worst nightmare. You guys know I don't want children. I'm gonna preface that a lot in this video because it's very important to this video. But anyways, yeah, she goes, well, we need a pregnancy test ASAP. And I'm freaking out because I'm like, oh my god, no, there's no fucking way. Please do not let me be pregnant. She's like, it feels like you are 22 weeks pregnant. What? To take the pregnancy test, I'm freaking out. You should see me. I'm shaking. I'm trying to pee in a cup. I'm like going crazy. I'm like, oh my god, there's like 50 people outside waiting for you to pee in this cup. Now, like 25 minutes later, I finally pee in the cup. They check my urine. I'm not pregnant. I was excited for that, don't get me wrong. The doctor wasn't excited because, well, if it's not that, it's something bad. And to me, I was like, no, there's nothing worse than me being pregnant, so lay it on me, doc. And she says, well, I can't. And I go, huh? What's wrong with me? She's like, I don't know. And I go, but you're the doctor. And she goes, I know, but we need to run some tests. I ended up having an ultrasound, and they saw something on my uterus. And they saw something very large on my uterus. And they were like, what the fuck is that? They had no idea. So they were like, hey, you need to do an MRI. And I'm like, absolutely, I'll do an MRI. Let's do it. I'm laying in bed one night and I'm thinking about this. Oh my god, I have an MRI tomorrow. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And it dawns on me. When I was about 19, I had a dermal piercing. And of course, in the Aurora fashion, it actually got pulled out when I was doing the dirty. I was having sexy time with an ex and yeah, it got pulled out, or so I thought. So apparently the dermal didn't actually fully come out. The only thing that did come out was the top of the dermal, and at the time I did not know this information as I laid down to get my MRI. And for those who have ever had an MRI, they tell you you have to take all the metals out. Because if you have metal on you, it can literally shoot out of your system. So I'm laying down in this MRI machine, right? They lay me down, they give me a button, they say, if anything feels, you know, not natural, just push this button. I'm like, okay, absolutely, sounds great. I'm laying down in this MRI, you know, I'm listening to music, I'm listening to some K-pop, I'm chilling, I'm vibing, I'm having a good time. All of a sudden, my stomach starts to hurt. About 10 minutes later, I feel a burning sensation. When I say burning sensation, I'm being very nice. I felt like a literal burning feeling pulling on my stomach, pushing forward. Almost like something was trying to come out of my stomach. So I push the button. I go, no, you gotta stop. You gotta stop the MRI. Stop it right now. I'm in pain. It's burning. Finally, they take me out of the MRI. The woman lifts my shirt with my permission, obviously. There it is. There is my old dermal piercing. So I just see the tip of it. Just the tip of metal coming out of my belly button. And the MRI girl is like, no, we can't do this. We can't not have an MRI. I go back out. So we go to a piercer. This piercer puts 2 incisions in my belly and he can't get it out. So I look up. I'm crying at this point, and not for the pain, because that kind of felt good. But yeah, so I went to the plastic surgeon, they got it out, I was able to do all my tests. Yeah, they were finally able to figure out what was wrong with me. They ended up finding that this mass inside of my uterus was about 9 inches long. That might not sound like a very big deal, but I am a very tiny person. I literally am 5 foot, and I weigh like 105 pounds. So when she told me there was 9 inches of a mass chilling on my uterus, because of how large it is, they have to cut into a bitch. So they literally have to do open surgery, so they have to cut into me, and they have to take this mass out. They have to give me a hysterectomy. For those who don't know what a hysterectomy is, they're cutting out the uterus, pretty much, because they're like, okay, we can't have this happen again. The reason that I prefaced before I don't want children, that's the scariest part, right? You don't get to make the decision to have children anymore. But thankfully for me, that emotional part of the whole situation doesn't matter. That part didn't affect me. It didn't change my mind. I didn't like, oh my god, I can't have children. I've never wanted them. If I ever did want them, I would want to adopt anyways. The reason that I went to go get checked in the first place is because I was having a period for literally like 2 months. And that's wild. You know, the reason I haven't been able to stream is everybody's like, well, why don't you stream before your surgery? I literally can't sit in this chair for more than 45 minutes. This is a very painful thing that I'm going through, and I don't want you to feel bad for me. You know, after I told people that this is what I was going through and that I'm gonna have to get a hysterectomy, women I haven't talked to in years, women I've never met, just like coming and explaining to me their stories and telling me how I'm gonna be okay. You know, you have some good doctors and it's gonna be okay. It's the recovery that's scary. You know, you go through the surgery and the recovery, that's the hard part, you know. And yeah, I think I'm capable, because again, I don't like to wallow. You know, it's life happens. You know, I wrote this on my Twitter and you can go check it out. It's the pinned post, but I pretty much, to sum it up, said, you know, life is gonna hand you what life is gonna hand you. You know, I haven't been 100% myself. I was constantly tired. I was sick all the time. You guys know I was canceling streams because I was sick all the time. I was tired. I was in bed. And now I know why. And we're gonna fix it. And I'm gonna come back better than fucking ever. At the end of it all, it's gonna be about 4 months, me not maybe being able to make content, because the recovery is about like 8 weeks, give or take, sometimes more. My goal is to go to TwitchCon. We're all good there. All I need to do is get my ticket, but I want to wait until after my surgery, which should be happening in about a week and a half, which I'll let you guys know. You can follow me on Twitter, you can check it out. But yeah, and that's why I've been on a medical hiatus, and that's what's going on. There's a giant mass inside my stomach. To end the video, basically, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been so super fucking supportive. All the people reaching out to me that have had similar experiences, all the people just congratulating me on figuring out. I have a beautiful community that's been supportive, that has been subbing, donating, and just being there for me. Yeah, I think I got off the point, but anyways, yeah, I'll be back. I love you guys. Thanks for listening to my story. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Bye.